This podcast is a member of WGPRN, WildGamesProductions.com. They came from the game table, dice bags in hand.
We have one brain that we share between us.
To talk about role-playing for all across the land.
And you'll like it.
The original and basic, then one they scoured.
Kinda grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
To bring AD&D to the second power.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Welcome to THACO's Hammer, the best damn AD&D second edition podcast ever.
It's a history from chess to role-playing games, and as you say, it's a big book, but it's a very, very good read. Anyway, it's pretty good. Hi, folks. THACO's Hammer, number 68. And here we are again. Boy, that just I just tossed myself into the show and it wakes me up. I'm DM Glen. Yes, amazing. That's DM Brian talking in the background there.
Hey, people, what's going on?
Hey. We also have DM Full On Gamer, I hope.
Greetings, Gamer Nation. How's it going? Welcome back. We're at it again. Let's grow something.
Wait a minute.
Wait, are you raising something in your yard that I don't know about?
No,
and we have
he's way too high strung for that.
and he's on a military base too. So
that too.
And we have DM Corey, who probably is.
What's going on, everybody out there?
I got the munchies. I'm Corey.
I never ever do drugs. I never do anything else to my body. Should I just spill my beer? Hold on.
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for that one.
Oh man. We're gonna have a fun show. Let's get into hits and crits.
What are you doing tonight? I don't know. What are you doing tonight? The burlesque Louis Paradise. Miserable and lonely and stupid. What am I, crazy or something? I got something good here. What am I hanging around with you guys for?
Hits and crits.
It's a crits. All right. What do you rapscallions been doing this week for gaming or otherwise? Full on?
Not a much. Been having a very, very army-filled 2 weeks.
Ah, okay. I can understand that. That's why I say
I did more LARPing of testing the endurance, speed, rate, and ground movement.
Yes. I heard about the German thing.
And it was very good. We qualified for the silver.
Very good, sir. Very good. Now we're going to have skinheads on us now. Fine. How about you, Corey? What you been up to?
Working some more. Coming home and realizing, oh crap, I gotta wake up and go back to work. Been running my D&D campaign.
Yay.
Getting a small strike from my players because they're upset because their dice don't work ever since they bested me at the table. And there are 4, I count them 4, new additions to the Wall of the Dead.
Wow.
And it was not by my hand. Well,
it's never by the DM's hand. DMs don't kill characters. Cockatrices. Have a course.
Dice kill characters.
Or missed climb wall checks when they're 75 feet up on the outside of a tower wall. That sometimes does it.
Gravity kills players.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Sharp-bladed things kill characters.
Yes.
So I feel there's going to be another mass character creation coming up in your
It's hilarious because by the time somebody finishes one character creation, just as he sits down and he gets introduced to the group, they go to the next encounter and damn it if someone else doesn't die, and it's pretty freaking hilarious.
Well, it happens, you know.
Yeah,
at least
at least
you still had the group, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and how about you, Brian? What is up, my man?
Oh, I haven't been doing too much. The only thing I've been really doing is playing the new Oh God, Chronicles of Mystara game on my Xbox.
Oh, shut up! I saw that on Steam. I don't have the $15 right now.
Oh man, it's just like the arcade. The graphics are updated a little bit, and the typical everybody's fighting over every little silver piece the monsters drop and that kind of stuff. All that happy noise, but it's a lot of fun. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I bought it.
I really wish they would come out with the regular Wii version. That would give one less reason for my grandkids to come in here and bug me about using the computer.
Yeah, then there's that. Not to mention it's a good gateway drug to the pen and paper version.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Let's see what I've been doing. I've got all 4 grandkids here.
Nice.
Whoa. Becky's off for the next 2 weeks. That helps a little. I need more drugs. I really do.
Your shoulder still bugging?
No, yeah, you can say that.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean you need more drugs to cope with the grandkids?
Yeah, the Lortab's about out.
That's right. Doing my dad.
Give them more caffeine. Nope. Give them more caffeine and sugar. They will take care of themselves. That's what worked for me when I was a kid.
No,
look how I turned out.
For me.
I don't think the caffeine's worn off yet.
Yeah, my dad used to give me this cool drink. It was called rum and Sudafed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, my man.
We never needed a babysitter. I never had needed a babysitter for some reason. But
yeah, because you were, unconscious
somewhere. You know, I was best behaved child ever.
Yeah, because you were comatose.
If they really get rowdy around bedtime, I turn to her and go, "Is it Benadryl time?"
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's when people introduced me to new games, and I would start, researching new character builds and start making, Thai kickboxing weasel mutant animals with heightened metabolisms with 17 attacks around.
Powered by caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
My God. But other than that, it's been okay. I got back. Corey, you missed the post North Texas wrap up. It was fun. I broke my shoulder. I came back.
Wait, you broke your shoulder at North Texas?
Yes, I did.
It was BattleTech at North Texas.
No, his BattleTech. I didn't break my shoulder at BattleTech.
So what were you doing, LARPing?
Yeah, LARPing in the tub, pretending I'm taking a shower and slipping and falling.
Yeah, it's one of the worst.
Wow.
Have you talked? Yeah. No, never mind. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for away from the show.
It was the Steam LARP. There was a mishap.
But I've got tons of gamer cred off it because everybody's thinking I'm the ultimate hardcore gamer now.
Well, yeah,
because I missed Gary's Barrow Maze game.
Oh, okay.
And I missed that, but I stayed for the rest of the con.
Yeah, well, yeah, both Liz and Bad Mike put up on Facebook that you were gone for only a few hours and you came back and you started gaming as if nothing ever happened.
Yeah,
with your left arm in a sling.
Yeah, it's like I had Jim Wampler worshiping me at one point.
And Glenn got cred for that.
Yeah, that's right. I broke my shoulder, but damn it, I'm getting those autographs.
I spent this money. I'm gonna game. Damn it.
Thank you, by the way, Glenn. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. He was such a nice guy. I probably could have shoved your whole collection under his nose if he would have signed it.
Awesome.
But that was 15 little pictures.
Well, if he's listening, thanks, Mr. Easley. Thank you very much for the autographs.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I actually took my first edition Deities and Demigods first printing there, and actually got another signature from Diesel.
Nice.
Diesel the Forest, and I did my good scout, good deed for the day bit by buying Jim Wampler a set of BX off of Diesel, and got my Tome of Horrors complete. But I won't want to go into that. But we've also been playing Tunnels and Trolls.
Yeah, you've been talking about that.
Yeah, the last couple of days I played with Gage. It's like, come on, Gage, you can have a lot of fun. It'll help Grandpa burrow this thing in my brain. I'm 85% there. It was cute because he was playing and he was in a dungeon. Him and I was running an NPC wizard. He was playing a fighter, and my two little granddaughters came over, they finally got here from Texas, and they said, "Oh, I want to watch," because they're like 4 and 2, and the 4-year-old became Gage's cheerleader. So every time he would kill oh, you killed that big bad orc. Oh, yay! And she'd start clapping her hands.
I think she's going to be the gamer of the family. Listen to that.
Well, yeah, right. We'll see. And I've got like 2 weeks of I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Plus, I have to now edit 2 shows. So, anyway, that's what we've been doing. We've got any emails?
Oh, yeah, we've got emails. We definitely have emails. Okay, we have one this is a nice short and sweet one, from Lance Allred. I think he's emailed the show before, actually.
All right, Lance.
Okay.
Hi, Lance.
He says, "Hi guys, just wondering if you were recruiting. God, I can't talk today. If you were recruiting 5 PCs to go on a campaign with you, what would the makeup of that party, including you, be? For the sake of argument, assume it's a long-term campaign, so advancement to level 10 and above is expected. Yeah, if you survive, and assume that over the duration of the campaign, a wide variety of environments and foes will be encountered."
That's a good question. Anybody want to take it?
That's a big question.
Yeah, that's a show's worth of question there, actually.
Yes.
I would say minimum gonna have, let's see, only 5 plus me, so total of 6.
Yeah, 6.
That's a good number. 6 is a good number.
Yeah.
So let's go with 2 clerics, because you can never have enough. At least 1 good mage. Then either a mix of solid fighter, a ranger type person, and a thief, or some other mix of the 3 of those, either like 2 thieves and a fighter, or 2 fighters and a thief, or something of a flanker rangery type variety.
Okay.
Corey?
That sounds...
I'm sorry.
Yes.
No, I'm saying...
Oh, you're asking for my question.
and they give me flack about eating on the air.
Oh, I'm not eating. I'm just drinking. My throat is
eating,
dry.
drinking, anyway.
This vermouth is really dry. So we get 6 characters?
Yes.
The best party?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My ideal party, so that I would totally win with, or just the one that I would like to DM, or what?
Well, if you were playing in a campaign, let's put it that way.
Playing.
Yeah, play, not DM.
If you were influencing your party members to make class decisions to collectively be functional as a team.
Yeah.
6 characters, go.
2 fighter clerics, a cleric thief, a mage cleric, and a fighter mage thief elf, and a monk.
Wow. Advancement will be slow, that's for sure.
But you know what?
More campaign time.
Hey, Dave can't show up tonight. His wife told him he has to watch the kids. That's all right. No, he was the cleric. He's not the only one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
2 anti-paladins, 2 liches.
With me, I tend to think in basic terms only because that's what I'm playing right now. So, thank you, Corey, for reminding me there's dual and multi-classes out there. But still, I would take.
It's okay.
I'd take the 4 basic classes and then 2 kind of wild cards, say another cleric or a paladin, another thief or a monk. And if you really want to get in fancy, you can need maybe throw in an assassin. I don't know. They come in handy once in a while.
Yeah, every now and then.
To me, that's a rounded party.
Okay.
Gotta have the wild. I love the wild card thing in there because I can heal if the cleric isn't here. Oh, I can throw these spells if the cleric isn't here, or something like that. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, let's see. For me, oh goodness. All right. Well, to cover the spell casting, you'd have 1 straight cleric, 1 straight mage, and a cleric mage. So that's 3. Probably a fighter, a ranger, and a fighter thief. That would probably, because I always end up going heavy combat anyway. So
Brian likes the outdoors.
Well, I like having all my bases covered, and he did say wide variety of environments and foes, and you got the magic angle covered, you got the stealth angle covered, you got the straight combat angle covered. Just advancement will be a little slow. That's all.
Yeah, I'd like to change my answer due to the fact that I know what show we're doing. I'd like to take 6 druids.
Wow. Jeez.
You 3 are in combat. You 3 are on magic, and you just start summoning crap, sending them out in the battlefield. That's all we need.
Yeah, you just shape change into a bear and just start hugging people.
Can you imagine that? 4 bears coming at you, shape change druids, and 3 behind them casting heal spells.
Yeah,
Wow.
I could see it.
Or even better, how about 5 paladins and 2 cleric mages?
That's 7.
What are you
did
guys
that
doing?
series.
Holy crusade!
Yeah, no doubt. That's exactly what that is.
And I'd like to add one of my wild cards. Maybe a ranger would fit nice. I'm kind of partial to rangers anyway. Those are the first kind of fighters I played.
Mm-hmm.
And you get you start getting a few of the spells, a few of the this, that, and the other thing. You can heal when in a pinch. If you have the right herbs or whatever, that kind
I'm
of thing.
going to go with 5 Cyanosis and a Jester.
That'd be epic.
A jester?
Epic.
Seriously?
A half
Yeah, and
whistler.
The Jester needs to have weapon proficiency in thrown weapons, and he needs bracers of blinding strike, and give him +2 darts or daggers. We're golden. He is range.
Hey, can I throw in a little something into the mix here?
What's that?
Okay, we all stated that what our preferred six person party is. Do you have any preference, like a certain amount of parties have to be a certain type of humanoid, or can they be all human, or
No. Well, if you're going,
does it matter?
No, I don't think it matters.
You're asking if when we're DMing we're racist? Is that what you're asking?
Oh God, I got in an argument on Dragon's Foot about that, and I'll leave it
Really?
alone. Yeah.
Sudden I'm Paul Bean. Okay.
1 to 2 dwarves, 1 elf, a half ogre, and the rest doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, me, it would probably be like 2 humans, probably 1 dwarf, probably a half elf, and 2 full-blooded elves or something like that.
Okay.
I do like racial diversity. Oh well.
Okay, and I don't think the elf in 2E has that neat trick of not being. I think was it zombie effects don't affect them.
Paralyzed by ghouls.
Yeah. Is that still in 2E?
Oh yeah.
Resistance to sleep spells and not affected by the paralyzing touch of ghouls, but gas will get you.
Yep. Gas will paralyze us.
Well, you got to have some weakness, but it's nice to have some humanoids that can resist a little of that.
Right.
Especially if you're going to go up against a lot of undead.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. And who was that?
That was Lance Allred.
Thanks, Lance. And what else we got?
Okay. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to find one that's short and sweet. Okay, here's one. This is from J.C. Smith. Okay, he's asking us to please mention Oleg's AD&D 2E netbook repository in the late 90s. I remember this.
We just did.
Yeah, there you go, JC.
Moving on.
Yeah. And now,
did he have a
completely different? Yeah.
Did he have? No, here's something you'll really like. Did we have a? Did he have a question?
No, that's what he wanted us to mention. And there's
okay.
There's a link in the email in the email. I'll put that up in the show notes when this episode goes live.
Okay. But, what else we got? We got something else? Anything? Thank you,
JC.
JC, thank you, JC.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. There's nothing here that's short, unfortunately. There are some lengthy questions in this thing, so I think we should probably.
You guys.
Not that we mind long questions or multiple questions, but Full-on's on a very tight schedule.
Hurt me, take it. That's okay. I can always sneak out the back under cover of darkness and overgrown ferns.
Yeah, this is true.
I thought I cut those down.
He's that good.
I'll just be doubly evil and sneaky after he leaves. I'll make up. I got you covered, bro.
So
until then, talk Druid with us. So okay, whatever. Go.
Yeah. We don't need no stinking badgers. Yes.
Okay, yes. So that's going to be it for our email segment this
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. McFeely.
Yeah.
You can send emails to us at thacoshammer@gmail.com.
Or our phone number.
405-806-0555.
Oh, yeah. Trying to do my best full on. All right. And we are going to be heading into people skills.
The face is familiar.
It's mine.
And so it is.
Oh, yes, of course. It stands out a mile, doesn't it? He's so common.
A little lady comes in here and starts throwing her butt around. What is that supposed to do?
All right, forget I said anything.
Maybe I will.
Well, that's pretty good.
Don't tell me you weren't looking at it.
Well, that's not half bad.
She's giving it right back to you.
People skills.
People skills. Whoa. I've been around.
That's called recycling.
Yeah. I've been around the grandkids too much.
Oh my goodness.
Have you ever been in the wilderness wondering how are you going to eat? How are you going to drink? How are you going to find things to eat? Ask the man standing in the trees covered in moss. Ask the druid.
That'll be on page 35 of the first printing of the second edition Player's Handbook.
Yep.
35, 36. And he has ability requirements, Wisdom 12, Charisma 13. His prime requisites are Wisdom and Charisma, of course. And the races allowed are Human and Half-Elf, which I find a little strange.
But Glenn, the Charisma requirement's 15.
It didn't put any charisma requirement. I didn't read the blur. I didn't read the text. I'm just going by the.
Okay, you were going by memory. Okay, well, sorry.
No, I was going by the little chart.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He did say Wisdom 12, Charisma 15.
He said
but in the.
No, rewind it. Check it.
Can't rewind it.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
No, it's Wisdom 12, Charisma 15.
Yep.
And I find strange only half elves. I thought you'd think this would be a natural for a full-blooded elf.
Well, when we get to the Druid's Handbook, they have alternates for different races.
Yep.
You know, we're just going with the basic Druid crap.
But I just wonder what the thinking was on that.
Well, I think
regular elves are too elfy. They're way too tree huggery.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not only that, but if you look at the game balance itself, the Druids were meant to be I guess I know elves can be everything and everybody wants to be an elf, but let's work on some human stuff. I think this was kind of a gift to the humans and half elf. Kind of like the paladin is, originally was.
That's a better answer than full-ons, because full-ons like, oh, you mean they're penalizing them for being too good at their job?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about
Well, no, that's true too. It's possible.
Too much magic.
DMs will
too much
do
magic.
that.
That's true. They're already slinging stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So tell me about it, Brian, or somebody tell me the rest about this.
All right. Oh, Corey?
No, you want me to go or you want to go?
Yeah, do it. Yeah, this is your baby. You do it.
It's not my baby. I just happen to I think Druids need a very strong representation and a clarification, and I'll get into that when we get into the complete Druid's Handbook. But let's look here at the Druid. Druid's allowed only to use natural armors. Now, I know a lot of my players when they see this are like, well, this is junk. I don't get to wear metal. No, but you get to wear natural armors like leather and hide and wood splint mail. And they're like, who the heck would wear wood? So I picked them up by their ear and dragged them into my room and point at the samurai armor. I'm saying, that's lacquered wood. Oh, that's kind of.
And you know what? Boiled leather is pretty hard.
Yeah, that's the standard leather armor. Of course you can't put. Well, see, this is one of the things that I've never understood about Druids. I'm going into this kind of blind because I don't run Druid characters mostly. I think I have one out of all the hundreds of characters I have. But now as a DM, this is a DM's call because of course we know studded leather has metal studs on it. Mm-hmm. Now, do you allow that for your Druid or do you not?
I absolutely allow studded leather. Who the hell says studded leather says metal studded leather? What if he uses wolf teeth?
Yeah. Teeth, horns, horn or bone, obviously. Could also simply be unfinished or raw nuggets.
Okay.
It's true, it's natural.
What are those studs on your leather? Hardened bull testicles.
Whoa.
Oh, that's what his mace is made out of. One big full testicle.
No, that's his flail.
Yeah, there you go.
Which also shoots chromatic orbs.
All all other armors are forbidden to a druid, but his weapons are also limited to club, sickle, dart, spear, dagger, scimitar, sling, and staff.
Which is actually a
Hey, at
pretty
least
good range.
Yeah, better range than a wizard, let me tell you.
Now, a lot of my preconceived notions of a druid when I got into it was, okay, it's a dude wearing a leather robes or robes in the woods, hugging trees and kissing wolves and smoking the bear. Yeah. Until there was a picture that someone put up of a demotivational poster of a guy swinging a scimitar with a wooden shield over all these undead, and it says, come back over here and call me a tree hugger one more time. It said druid, the underclass. And I was like, that's totally true. You throw a druid with 17 strength and a 15 dex in some studded leather armor with a scimitar and a shield, you have the combat version of a natural version of a combat cleric.
Yeah.
Hey,
I agree.
I was going to say Hawk the Slayer, but
but okay.
Beastmaster through the portal of time.
Yeah, the spells are allowed. They get divine magic. They get the same range as cleric, major access to most spheres, all animal, elemental, healing, plant, and weather. Minors to the divination, which is weird because usually when they go to nature and the druids are always like communing with water and looking in ponds. I would imagine they would have more different.
And if your party is ever on a shoestring budget and things have gone horribly wrong and they can't really afford going to the clerics, they can always talk to the druid about the resurrection spells, but remember you're probably going to be 4-footing it from that point on.
Well, either that or you're going to be patrolling the woods for a while. There's also a footnote to that, Corey. They did change the spell spheres in player's option spells and magic. They actually gave the druid a little more teeth, if you will.
Good.
I should have pulled it up, but yeah, they gave them actually major access to divination. I think they gave another sphere as minor. I just have to look it up, but I just thought I'd mention that.
The granted powers they show. Go ahead, Glenn. You want to say something?
No, I was going to say if you dual class this with barbarian, do you have Tarzan with magic?
I call Tarzan a ranger. Personally, that's just my call. But
yeah, that works.
Tarzan and Dar from the Beastmaster are the Beastmaster kit, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just me. I'm just saying.
Druids get tons of granted powers too. It's like they get a +2 to saving throw versus fire or electrical attacks, which I've changed that for myself because I don't think electrical should work. I'd make it fire or cold based because they're outside.
But where lightning strikes forests and trees.
Well, they also...
If they're up there hugging that tree and he goes, kapow!
He's got a point.
Well, that's true, but, what if it's a swamp druid and he gets waterlogged and gets drowned? He doesn't have, water-based defensive saves.
Swamp druid?
Yeah.
They have the swamp druid. We'll go into the book later.
Yeah. All druids can speak a secret language in addition to any other tongue they know. That's pretty
good.
Yep.
Druid language.
Yep. The druids can't, and that's a holdover from first edition. The thief and the druid had secret languages that only other thieves or druids would know.
And then the alignment language, which shudder.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't have to worry about that here.
Do clerics and druids? I don't know if I know clerics don't, but do druids get to make magical items?
Yes, they can do it.
They do alchemical stuff? Potions, things like that.
Yeah, it'd be natural.
Herbalist type things. They would make all kinds of interesting magical concoctions.
Then I can play Get a Fix. Good.
Yeah, you could, Get a Fix, Radagast, whatever you want to do. Radagast is like a dual class fluid mage.
From that little Gaulish village with that great strength potion he has.
But
yes. Okay. Good.
Go ahead, Corey.
I was just going to say, he can also identify plants, animals, and pure water with perfect accuracy after he reaches 3rd level.
And you know what? That comes in very handy when you are way out in BFE, far from civilization, and you've got to rough it. That can't be understated enough. A druid really comes into his own the further away from civilization he gets.
I would roleplay that to death. I'd be like, yeah, that pond's clear. When somebody reaches their water skin in the water, not right there. That's deer pee. Wait. Pass. Go ahead.
Yeah, move over there. Yeah, go over there. You don't want to drink that. Trust me.
I like the fact that he can pass over overgrown areas without leaving a trail at his normal movement rate after he reaches 3rd level.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the elves.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
He's got the languages that he can learn of the woodland creatures. He can learn one language at 3rd level and one more every time he advances a level above 3rd.
Yep.
Immune to charm spells cast by woodland creatures like dryads, nixies, etc. after he reaches 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And the big one that everyone loves, he can gain the ability to shape change into a reptile, bird, or mammal up to 3 times per day after he reaches 7th level.
Yep. Then that's the one thing that kind of puts. See, the thing is that while a lot of the druids have a lot of abilities, they're more personal, and they're not so much party affecting. But once he reaches 7th level, that's when things kind of change, because the shape change ability, it's one of those abilities where you just cannot understate how useful it can be. I mean, you could basically shape change into a mouse, run underneath the door in that dungeon, and see that there are, six orcs sitting at a table gambling and arguing with each other. Rather than just busting the door down and possibly, walking into an ambush or something.
Shape changing into a cave bear and busting the door down into the ambush and eating the orcs.
Then there's that.
Plan B.
But the sickest
Plan bear.
The sickest thing with that, though, is like I was saying, you get a combat druid with a scimitar and a shield and some leather armor, and he's taking damage. Every time they shape change, they heal between 10 to 60% of their hit points. Every shape change.
Yep.
So that's okay. I took damage. Hey, just got hit by an arrow. You need heal? No, I'm good. Watch this. Rom.
Yeah. Next thing you know,
I'm a dinosaur now. I'm okay.
Yep.
Yeah, then they change to a giant eagle, heals the
These
damage,
are pulled
and starts.
from your basic Radagast. This is pulled from your Bjorn. You know.
Yeah, I mean as much as people say D&D is derivative, but yeah, it's derivative of the old fantasy tropes going back to Lord of the Rings and before, even going back to. Yeah, it's a good derivative. I agree.
Well, I think it goes back even farther into actual Germanic and Celtic history.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, just in game terms, they started with history, but, where D&D got a lot of the lexicon it has now was from the old, the older fantasy stuff, not to mention history. It was all a mismatch to begin with, and as editions went along, going from basic to first to second, it just became more, they just distilled it down until you have what you have right here. Excuse me.
Right.
But there is one drawback to being a druid, Corey.
What's that?
You can't wear a watch.
You can't wear a watch. You can't turn undead.
Oh, well, yeah, that is true.
Oh, yeah. That's why you have that's why you have the cleric or the paladin in reserve.
Absolutely.
What I like is after they gain levels, the Grand Druid gains special abilities after 12th level. They get the official title Druid. Anyone below 12th are called Initiates, but then after that they become a Grand Druid and then the Hierophant Druid. And after 15th level, they don't gain any more spells, but they get more super freaking powers.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but at this point, they advance really slowly, because now when you start getting up to the Grand Druid level, or even before that, now you need 500,000 experience points to advance. And on top of that, every time you make a level, you have to go and challenge a higher level druid in order to advance to that next level.
Until you become a Hierophant.
Yeah, exactly. And, that's every level from that point forward. And
If people think druids are quiet little dudes that hang out in the woods tending mushrooms. No, man, they're hardcore blood sport.
Yeah. I mean,
they protect the forest.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a really good fantasy movie reference to what a druid is and what a druid can do, look at the latest King Arthur, because they basically made Merlin a druid,
Yeah.
And just the things he could do just with chemicals, or not even chemicals, just natural stuff. And, he creates like pitch and all this other stuff. And, he had a really interesting role in that movie because he wasn't so much Arthur's friend. He was just like, okay, my goal is synonymous with Arthur's goal. I will ally myself with him. And I thought that that's a really good way to play a druid because, as we all know, druid alignment is true neutral. And, with them being true neutral, they have to put now, this is where a lot of debate comes up about the druid, because there are those who think that their primary concern is nature, as opposed to, the wild growth of nature and things like that. Then there are those who are just like, no, they just go out into the woods and they just don't concern themselves with anything or anybody but what their calling is. And I think it's kind of a mixture of both, to be honest.
Yeah, I honestly think that, any good druid who's going to protect his druid circle and the land that he's protecting, whether it's mountains, whether it's forest, whether it's swamp, whether it's desert, he's going to be watching and keeping track, and he's going to be well informed of all the shit that's going on in the kingdoms around him because, so 2 new companies moved into town that are logging companies. Guess where they're headed?
Oh, I don't think so.
Exactly. He's going to make sure that he's aware of what's going on with the dumb humans living in the cities. And
he's still going to have a pulse on the overbreeding rates of the orcs and the goblins and the bugbears. Not that it's a bad thing to have them around, but if they exceed, as they tend to, the boundaries of their habitat, that's when conflicts happen, which is why when druids are in parties, they are usually on the side of good, righteous, whatever, adventure PC doing the hero thing because the world is dark and evil and the balance is skewed.
Some people get the idea that druids are just against humanity.
That's not true.
That's not the case.
No, they are for humanity as long as humanity doesn't expand too far into nature and starts to destroy the ecological balance. Yeah.
But I just want to add, because we were working on the level advancement. Dude, 17th level, they start to get twice as old as everybody else, or they stay half as young as everybody else. Yeah. They can freaking hibernate.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they can do that.
How old are you? I'm 217. What? Yeah, 217. You're a human. Yeah, and?
Yep. Good living. Outdoors.
Yep.
Mountain man.
And on top of
my bear, Gentle Ben.
And on top of that, then they can start going into the elemental planes.
Yeah, you can walk around the elemental plane of fire. Hello. Hey, what's going on? Where are you going? I'm going to make some beef jerky. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Wait, what?
It's just about done. I'll be right back.
Right. I mean, the major turnoff to it's sort of like a paladin in a way, but a lot of players that I've run or played with over the years, they shy away from this class because they don't really understand how they're supposed to be played. I mean, because most druid, when you think about it, the majority of druids are concerned with their area of responsibility. They're not going to go on adventures unless they have to, unless, an archdruid says, okay, you go over here and you do what you have to do to restore the natural balance here.
Or even if he sees it himself, that kingdom over there just got sacked by an incoming invader and an evil Lich King. I think I'm going to need to fix that because he's going to be coming into my woods next.
Exactly.
A lot of the backgrounds for druid player characters seem to be, well, my grandmaster told me I should hook up with you guys to fix something.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's kind of easy.
It's an easy way out, but I mean, you could make it so much more,
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of role-playing possibilities with this class, but the player just has to understand that the druid's motivation isn't going out and getting magic items, getting gold, that kind of thing. No, his runs a lot deeper than that.
Let us have a moment, fade back in memory to an earlier show. And we were talking about a certain adventure from Dungeon that had to do with the forest moving with treants.
Yeah.
How the player characters got involved was the fact that the main druid had to go to a druid's conference and left his 2 apprentices there who don't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, because they're not experienced enough.
Great motivation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great way of showing it, because they're not all, they're not Mr. Nature, they're not Mr. Natural, all knowing about, the animals don't like this or something like that. They had to start somewhere.
Right. And in that adventure, what did they do? They went and hired adventurers.
Exactly.
Because they knew they couldn't handle this by themselves.
Their master wasn't around to consult. There was no other druids in the area. What are we going to do? Go get some adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, druids are all spun up about the things that impinge upon or inflict upon or arise from the natural order of things. You can get their pulse on the, when and where the floods are coming. But when you start getting into the aberrations and the not natural things and the things that man was not meant to know, when the beholders start popping up, when the mind flayers start coming up, when the gates start rifting open, then even druids say, yo, tag in, help, right here.
Yeah.
We need assistance. This is not right.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? There is nothing in that book that says that druids can't go in a dungeon.
Well, no, not at all.
But everybody thinks that, druid, okay, I can't go in the dungeon then. No, think about your motivation. Think about what the character's all about.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. That he's just not a cleric of nature, as a lot of people play them as. His first responsibility is to his area of responsibility, be it the desert or the Arctic or the swamp or even the shore, or the shoreline or whatever. That's where his first responsibility lies, and he will align himself with good or neutrally aligned beings in order to accomplish the goals that he has set for him.
And on the very rare occasion, if you have a pantheon of events that have started to have the massive over victories of good, they actually have druids backing up the orc legions to prevent their extinction or something like that.
That's the other thing.
And about dungeons, you think about it, dungeon is a hole underground for the most part. I mean, there's ruins and things like that, but for the most part, it's a hole underground. He's still in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I could see a druid being, his area of responsibility being the Underdark.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Or something like a cave druid, like
Ray druids are very fun druids to be with.
Oh,
let them offer you some shrooms.
Yeah, we do need to get to that.
Yeah, and if anybody out there listening ever was wondering about playing a druid and you want a good, solid, well, I won't even say good, solid, I'll say overpowered, fun druid to play, and your DM allows the Humanoid Handbook, go look up Furball Giant and then make a druid.
Yeah, you can do that.
10-foot tall, peaceful, herding druid. If you ever watch the movie Krull from the 80s and you remember the Cyclops, that will be your character.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I'm still trying to see that movie.
Really? You haven't? Oh, wow. Okay. I'll leave that alone. Next.
Jim took flack on my other show for not seeing Hawk the Slayer.
Wow.
And I haven't either.
Wow. Oh. Glenn, whatever cred you built up at North Texas, you're losing on.
You just whizzed it away.
You are losing points rapidly, my friend. Get on it.
So these came out in my pre-gaming days.
Hawk the Slayer? That was like 83, I think.
You're right.
Roll was 82. I know that.
I was playing champions at the. I was playing champions at the time.
Okay. Enough said.
Anyway, I'm sure eventually I'll be able to get it somehow and watch them. So
YouTube.
By the way,
YouTube.
Hey, Hawk the Slayer came out in 80.
Oh, 1980. Thank you.
My gaming started
that
around
predates
88.
Conan the Barbarian. Wow, I didn't know that.
No, it doesn't. Are you kidding me?
Conan the Barbarian, the first movie, that was 82, wasn't it? Oh goodness, I gotta look up IMDb. Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on, folks. So you talk about Drews, you can talk about it on THACO's Hammer. Send us an email at thacoshammer@gmail.com, or come on over to D20 Radio. Oh, there I go. Come on over to OSR Game. Well, to make full on happy, go over to D20 Radio too.
Yeah.
OSRgaming.org and all the other places we're at.
Yep.
So let us go on to Rule 0.
One would think you've been doing this all your life.
We'll remember you said that.
I know. I'm sure you hate me just enough.
Rule 0.
Rule 0. Okay, game night prep from the player perspective.
Okay, this is fairly easy. Okay.
Ryan, go.
All right. Well, for me, if I'm going over somebody's house, usually I don't try to impinge on the DM unless he specifically tells me that, there'll be snacks and drinks available. I'll usually bring my own stuff. Of course, I'll bring character sheets. I'll bring a player's handbook. If I'm running a character with a certain kit, I'll bring that handbook. Of course, dice, paper, and, the various sundry other things. But usually when it comes to hospitality, I try really hard not to, infringe on it too much because, I've seen the garbage disposal player who basically eats everything in the DM's house. And then
wait, don't describe him yet. Let me do mine. That'll be mine. Yeah,
go right ahead. I'm done. Do it.
Oh no, I'll tell you how my players prep for my game. We're gonna show up late. We're not gonna call if we're not showing, but when we do show up, we don't bring anything. We're gonna see what Corey made because it's at his house.
Dude.
We don't need a player's handbook. He's got 17 of them behind his desk over there. We'll just use one of his.
Oh.
Hey, we're gonna make some coffee in your coffee maker. You don't drink coffee, do you, Corey? That's okay. We're just gonna leave 1 cup of coffee left in the coffee maker for 5 days before you realize it and have to clean it out. Hey, we're gonna cook a whole lot of food on your stove and leave all the dishes in the sink. You can clean that up later.
Holy
Corey,
shit.
What?
And they still go on strike because their players die on a regular basis?
Yep.
That's gratitude. Jeez.
Yep.
My God.
I won't confirm nor deny, but I will say that it is a strong possibility from time to time out of revenge. Part of their pre-cooked food does touch personal body parts of mine, or may not touch personal body parts of mine. I may be serious. I may not be serious. No, when I prep for a game, what I usually do, if it's at my house and I'm playing, I'll set the game table up, set everything up for the DM, whoever's coming over, because it's my house, and I make sure that they get everything they need, because, hell, they're DMing for me, and I get to sit back and be entertained, so I'm going to set it up for them. If I'm going to somebody else's house, it's Show Enough's bag of holding. It's Player's Handbook, DM's Guide, Monster's Manual. Those two are only for reference if I'm playing or somebody's like, hey, what page is blah, blah, blah. I can pull it out for them. I got my characters. I got extra character sheets, my dice. I bring sodas, but I will make sure if I'm going to somebody's house and the DM is there, I will make sure I get something that they can drink. I got a buddy of mine who's diabetic. When he DMs, I bring diet soda.
The sacrifice.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, I'm done.
I've done. I've gotten food before and brought it. If we're gonna have potluck, of course I'm gonna bring something. But I usually show up with the books I need ready with my characters, dice, all that good stuff. As far as food goes, either I don't eat anything there unless they want me to, and then they offer it, or if we're going to do like a dinner break, okay, we're gonna buy pizza, or we're gonna go out to get something to eat, or have somebody gonna go buy a bucket of chicken or something. That way. Right now, my basic game, the way it works is this. Matt supply, as far as food goes, Matt usually supplies our food, whether it's ordering pizza or cooking brats on the grill or something like that. And people chip in money. I don't, because I bring drinks.
Nice.
So it's like, I never know if I'm going to have the money to spare for this, so I'm going to bring a 12-pack of Pepsi throwback or something.
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody's happy, and that hardly gets drunk anyway because everybody drinks beer. So,
well, at least we're not peeing off of balconies.
Hey. I've only
like,
done that like 6 or 7 times.
Only 6 or 7, he says.
Well, it's because like 4 of the guys in the group are like beer they're like beer connoisseurs. So it's hey, look at this. Yeah, look at this new one I got. Try this. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, I don't, that kind of thing. It's like, okay, guys, knock yourself out. I'm not buying booze. So unless, there was a little incident where I came back hopped up on painkillers from the convention, and Matt brought me to his room. I had a Pepsi. Wanted to know if it wanted a little of that bottle of Jack in it, and I said no.
Yeah, bad idea. Alcohol and painkillers, bad idea.
Yeah, well, he tended to disagree with me. I says, well, we're going to have to disagree. So
he can disagree if he wants to. Shoot, you don't want to end up in a coma in the in the ER, in the ICU. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And also, I'm trying to make sure I have stuff I bring my little what I call portable art kit because I work on those little trading card things at the table. But that also means I have pencils and stuff to write with.
There you go.
So that's a good thing. Anything else?
I do kind of the blend of Glen and Corey, except I bring along the to-go box or 3 or 4 of miniatures. And if properly motivated or informed, I can even bring along terrain.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I'll roll with some Dwarven Forge under my armpit for you.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I am not gonna bark on that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all.
Not at all. And I don't know. So those are your players, Corey. Well, at least you have trained them not to throw your miniatures.
Oh, yeah, they know that if they throw miniatures, I will walk over in the living room and pull a sword off the 10 rack. They do know not to damage my stuff in my house.
Really?
Oh, what, D20 to 40 millimeter D20, the head's not enough of a deterrent?
No.
Oh, jeez, Corey. My God, dude.
They're
bad for you.
The armaments around our houses are for 2 reasons: keeping the peace and the zombie apocalypse, both of which are fully covered.
Correct.
Oh, man. Wow.
No, I still have the collegiate fraternity. They all get drunk at my New Year's party and enjoy the sophomoric level of ball tagging while everybody's supremely inebriated. And yeah, it gets a little out of hand from time to time. So yeah, I keep the peace as well as I can in my house when I'm DMing.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, wait till you come up and play a game.
I'm afraid now. I'm scared.
As long as you don't come up for a house party, you're fine. They're calm at the D&D table. It's when I get a bunch of liquor in them, some of them get a little
rowdy.
Out of hand. Yeah.
I saw the videos. Yeah. Well, Corey, they're never going to listen to this show again now after your little tirade.
I told them they can listen to this show all they want. I'm not giving
It won't now.
Once they realize that, I don't put any of the campaign secrets on here anymore, they don't listen anymore.
That's what that's about? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
They don't want to be embarrassed or no way, because then I got to hear what we did over and over and over again. I won't tell you that. I won't tell you about the dwarven cleric that found a burning morning star in the damp grass outside of a dwarven mine that was sealed due to a gateway into the nether, or into the ethereal, that was opened up. And he found a smoking hot morning star and goes, I think that's safe enough to pick up. Let's use that morning star. Walking around with it, wondering why certain things are happening to the party. And then he finds out, it's magical. Let me see if I can get it to do some magic. And his god's waiting for him to pray. And he's like, it's been 5 days? Have you prayed today? No. Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a Dr. Frankenstein human in the party. I don't want to get into this now. We'll get into this later. Let's move on.
Okay. Well, you just tell them, hey, listen, if I have to listen about pissing off the balcony all the time, you can listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, those
are next.
That's kind of how we prep for a game. You guys tell us how you prep. THACOSHammer@gmail.com.
Post it.
Yeah, post it. Put it up there, boy. Ozark Gaming and all that. Let's go to option package.
My personality undergoes a startling change.
You should meet me because I'm a great guy.
I like big fat men like you. When they fall, they make more noise. And sometimes they never get up.
Option package.
Option package, the Complete Druid's Handbook.
Yes, sir.
Let me lay it on us, Brian.
I got it. It is by David Pulver.
What the hell are you thinking?
Retail $18 US, $23 Canada, $10.99 UK.
TSR number 2150.
Yep.
What was the Canada price again?
23 Canadian dollar.
Oh, you guys.
Opposed to what? 15 American?
18.
Yeah.
18. Yeah. Okay.
1994. Circa.
Yeah.
$5. Yeah.
Now, I will sit here and continue to go over the review of this book as long as you all can handle one thing.
Which is?
What's that?
We do not hover over the image on page 27.
The infamous six-finger. No.
See, yeah, I don't accept that.
Oh, it's that one.
Yes.
The six-finger druid. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering when we were going to.
He's been dipping into the special well.
Did you see the new? Did you need to see the new druid spell in there? Grow appendage.
No.
Just stay calm, Corey. Stay calm. Calm.
Okay.
Breathe. Just breathe.
His family trees a telephone pole. Both of his parents were druids. They were also brother and sister, but we won't get into that.
No, he's descended from.
Well, he was into animal.
He was taking care of the little forest that's downstream from the Lich's Keep and his sorcerer's tower, and there's three-eyed fish and seven-fingered. Even though the six-fingered druid, he killed my father. Prepare to die.
My father threw me out of the house. I practiced animal husbandry. Unfortunately, he caught me at it.
Anyway,
yeah.
Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes here. Okay, the first part of this book, the first section of this book, I should say, it kind of goes over mostly what we discussed in the segment before last. About the druid, hit dice, hit points, proficiencies. Money and equipment, magic items, weapons, secret language, all that stuff.
Shape changing, all that.
Yeah, all that. Okay, where it starts to branch out on its own, so to speak.
Awesome land.
Brian.
Yeah.
What you did there? I saw it.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself. Anyway, where it starts to grow into its own. Oh God, now I can't stop.
Just leave it alone.
Oh man. Okay.
You're planting the seeds of ferment. Stop it.
I surrender.
Let us proceed.
Yes, where it starts to really flesh the druid out and give a much more wider palette than what the player's handbook did is where it starts going into, first of all, the druidic branches. They actually go into the races allowed. They allow for the humans and half elves, but some races can also be druids like Alagi, Centaur, Sauriels, and Swan Maze. And then they go further into, and they even reference an old Dragon magazine, which is what I like, because they actually talk about dryads being druids, and there's an article in Dragon magazine 109 where they where it's called Hooves and Green Hair, where they talk about half satyrs and half dryads, which is interesting. Yeah, but of course elves can be, at least to my my personal perspective, elves can be druids. But for something more official in this book, they talk about Sylvan elves can go to 12th level as druids. They can use their herbalist kit. They'll always be forest druids because there are different kinds of druids, not just your garden variety. Oh, damn, I did it again.
Flog yourself after the show, okay?
Yes, well, yeah, I know. And they have like this different kits, like like I said, the herbalist kit and the complete book of elves.
You want me to run down the list of the kits?
Yeah,
yes, please.
We got the advisor kit, we have the beast friend kit, we have the guardian kit, we have the hive master kit, We have the Lost Druid kit. We have a Natural Philosopher kit. We have an Outlaw kit, Pacifist, Savage, Shapeshifter, the Totemic Druid, which is awesome, Village Druid, and the Wanderer.
Yep.
I skipped one because it's on page 26 or 27.
Oh. Oh, that one. Yeah.
So the Village Druid would be like. So
look at the page.
No, I don't have the page in my book.
Oh God. Okay. Also with those kits, they have the different also kinds of druids according to climate and or terrain. They've got the Arctic Druid, Desert Druid, the Gray Druid, which is like perfect for dungeon delving and cave spelunking and all that adventurous stuff. Let's see. What else?
Always expand upon the flexibility there even more with the skills and powers, just to tailor make it even more so if you really, really want that dwarven druid flavor for the deep Underdark.
Do that!
Yeah, if you want to run Pykel Boulder Shoulder, yes.
Yeah, I actually blame Rob and Elaine for forcing my mind to accept the fact that things other than humans and half-elves can be druids.
But just by force of belief, Pykel became a fighter druid. Just by force of belief. Doodad! I love that. But one of the best characters Rob Salvatore ever wrote. You got plains druids, swamp druids, like you said, and then it goes into, the multi-class druids because, of course, there are some gray areas as far as this go because one of the biggest points of debate I've seen on message boards concerning druids is the ranger druid. Now, my whole thing is Gary Gygax wrote an actual character who was a druid ranger, half-elf, neutral good, end of story. If Gary says they can exist and he comes out with a set of rules that were codified for first edition for it, that's good enough for me. And, then you got fighter druids, then of course you have the druid mage, or even the more rare druid fighter mage, which is actually fairly interesting. But, you've got some multi-class options. Then of course, then they go into dual classing, and, we've kind of gone over dual classing over the course of this program, but
episode 13.
Yeah, exactly. And then they start going into, farms and farm ratings and stuff like that, which is just for, if a druid is tending a farm or wants to do something like that.
Actually, it's also for if there is farmland expanding into his protected territory and they're chopping down trees for farmland.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
And then of course, the druid's got to the people who are doing the deforestation have to sort of come to terms with the druid, and whatever agreement they work out, then from there it works. So okay, so let's see. Then of course we start going into the kits, which Corey described. The advisor. I think they even say it in the second sentence of the description. Think of Merlin. Right. Like I said, in the King Arthur the recent King Arthur movie, they cast him more as a druid instead of a wizard, as he was, as of in legend. Of course, that one is the one who's always the one trying to be something of a tempering force to a king or some other, ruler in the area, and And of course, that also works well because he also has eyes and ears in the forest, and he can always pick up on, the new group of, that new war band of orcs that are trying to be stealthy, moving through the forest to raid a community or something like that. So, you've got the Avenger, which is, I think of more as like, a Greenpeace kind of guy. Because he's seen nature suffer great wrongs, especially wrongs at the hands of wrongs at the hands of other beings and
progress.
Progress and things like that. And he starts to go out and, be proactive instead of reactive to these things.
Yeah, he might set up a little shop where he gathers people together and occasionally makes chili and has a friend who wears skins over his face.
Yeah, those, in my opinion, the Avengers, I don't have it in my book here, but the Avenger kit is,
angry druids.
I see them like bioterrorists.
Yeah,
they're eco-terrorists. Yeah, eco-terrorists.
Eco-terrorists, yeah, I agree. The Beast,
go ahead.
No,
go on.
No, I was just going to say, the Beast Friend is more the Beastmaster sort of thing, except for a druid rather than a ranger with extra abilities thrown in.
I see the Beastmaster. If you ever seen the movie with Daryl Hannah, Clan of the Cave Bear.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that's what I think of as Beast Friends. That's, I don't know. They live with the animals. They look like the animals. They start taking on,
animal personality traits and things like that. Yeah. I mean, the Guardian is of a particular place, a certain ancient grove of trees, Stonehenge, a dryad lair or something like that. Then of course you got, the Hive Master, which is interesting because that's insects and arachnids.
Yeah, and the picture on the next page, on page 32, which is a picture of the Hive Master, is a dark elf with a spider on its shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that
the only place he's got a spider crawling.
No, it's not. But I mean, that might just shows right there that that elves can be druids. I don't get why they chose that picture of the player's handbook. Never mind.
I like that. No, it's good. It's good. Then of course you have the Lost Druid, which is the one who's just completely
terrible at his job.
Either terrible at his job or something. Yeah. No sense of direction, yeah. Basically.
Aren't these your woods? I think so, but I don't know. I'm lost. I have no idea where I'm at.
The natural philosopher, who is more of a studier of nature, plants and animals, and things like that. I mean, these kits are great. The outlaw, which is kind of like, I could almost see Little John being an outlaw druid, so to speak.
I mentioned Getafix earlier. He would be the village druid.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I can see that.
Not much in the fighting department, but boy, he sure brews them herbs up nice.
Yep. Yeah, you go to him for the mead and the healing salves.
At the same time,
yeah, exactly. You can either drink it and get nice and drunk, or you can just slather on your wounds and, it'll heal you. Pacifist, which is pretty self-explanatory. The Savage, which again is kind of self-explanatory. I'm trying to think of a contemporary to that kit, and I can't for whatever reason. Then you got, of course, the Shapeshifter, which they get their shape-shifting powers at a lower level, or then you have the Totemic Druid.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, Clan of the Cave Bear. This was the kit that reminds me of the Clan of the Cave Bear.
Yeah, I agree. Even some, if you don't use shamans, a Totemic Druid can be perfect for, like Native American tribes and stuff like that. Of course, the Village Druid, which, he just basically attaches himself to a rustic village or hamlet, and then as he gains experience, his area of influence extends, to an entire region if he gets high enough level that his focus remains.
And with a lot of villages, he becomes the simple country doctor.
Yep.
Not only that, but the perfect sage for the PCs to go to for local history.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Agreed.
Oh, hey, we need to know what was here before. Oh, you built a town on top of ruins. Let's go talk to the druid. Yeah, I've been protecting this before the town was here.
I'd love to see DeForest Kelly as a village druid.
Just take
I can't help this animal. He's dead.
Take out the 20-second level technology, and that's what he would be.
Well, I just thought it was funny that you picked him just for the name himself, D-Force.
Oh! This is getting as bad as the train episode. My God.
This badger's dead, Jim.
I'm a druid, not a cleric, Jim. Anyway, then of course you have the Wanderer, which is the one who just travels far and wide, delighting in all forms of nature. They're the big picture kind of druids.
They're the hippies.
So you've got really good kits to for flavor. Between selecting a climate or a region and taking a kit, you have a lot of room in which to create the kind of druid you want. You know, I mean, there are still certain aspects to playing a druid that you can't get away from, but at the very least, you don't have to be locked into the player's handbook version.
Yep.
And then there's the spells.
Yep. And they're like I said, for second edition, when they went to spell spheres, they gave the druid major access in like 5 of them, and like minor access in 1. They changed that with spells and magic, like I've mentioned. But one of the better things I like about this book is that it gives the player a really good perspective as to what it does really mean to be a druid. And because a lot of players just think, oh, this is just a cleric who can't turn dead, but he's got really cool powers. Yeah, oh God, I hate those players. But but they give you a good view into the druid mindset and what the player's priority should be in regard to playing a druid, which is pretty good.
Right.
So this is a good one. This is a good supplement.
You can still find it around eBay or Half Price or some other bookstore.
Yeah.
And people like Kojo who can like work his magic on Craigslist. For about
Wait, Kojo works magic on Craigslist?
Whoa, wait a minute. That's not
Kojo. Kojo, if you're listening, complete book of Necromancer. My birthday's coming up.
Oh,
good magic.
Good luck with that one, Gunga Din.
Hey, a man can dream.
Yeah, you can get. I mean, every time I go on there, look at all the stuff I got off Craigslist. I said, "Are you using the same Craigslist I'm using?"
Yeah, I don't know how.
I don't find Rupkus on there.
The key to Craigslist is not staying in just your region in your city.
Yeah, you have to go.
I haven't figured out how to tell Craigslist I want to get in another city.
Oh,
see? Huh, I had no problem.
Every time I turn it on, but it's Oklahoma City. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can probably find this around $8-10, like the usual ones. Not as prevalent as say the Fighter's Handbook, but what is?
It's true.
Handbook, the Wizard's Handbook, yeah.
Yeah. Any of you power gamers out there looking for a freaking Blade Dancer or a Battle Rager or something like that, you're not going to find it in here. But what you're going to find are some good class mixes and some good kits to be able to flavor up a nice druid.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Right.
Yep.
All right, and no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, from soup to nuts, I was agreeing with Corey.
Pretty much. So tell us about it, if you have it, at THACOshammer@gmail.com. And we're going to go all the way back to Loaded for Bear.
Sir.
Bet you don't have a pair of these, Earthling.
And for the big critters, sometimes you got to bring out the nuclear weaponry.
Loaded for Bear.
Loaded for Bear. Now, druid weapons.
Yeah.
Of the wood and steel variety. You only got a couple of steel ones. And I think the scythe is a pretty good, bonus for them.
Right.
I mean, look at the freaking wizard. He's got a staff and a dagger. Oh boy.
Yeah, staff, dagger, darts, yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. This guy actually gets a bladed weapon. Wow.
Yep.
And it's a bladed weapon, not like the cleric who has to thump people on the head.
Yep. Or stab them. Or no, well, that's another topic for another day. Or actually, we covered that. Never mind.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Fullon had to leave for army stuff, so we will carry on.
Yes, we'll just carry on.
So, anyway, druid weapons. Now, I kind of like the scythe. Just because it is a bladed weapon. I know what you have to, is it like is it all two-handed, like the usual, threshing wheat scythe?
Yes.
Yeah,
The Grim Reaper scythe.
Yeah, this Grim Reaper scythe, exactly. Yeah, because I'm looking at the stats right now.
It's kind of gross.
You also, yeah, it is. But you also have, besides the scythe, the sickle.
The sickle.
Yep. Yeah, which is the hand version. Yep.
Which I allow for silver sickles, mainly for herb gathering and ceremonies and using for casting, but can still be used as a weapon.
Yep, can still put a hurting on Mr. Werewolf over there.
Yeah, I've found and edited and altered a article I found about weapons made of alternative materials. So the actual weapon list itself is not restricted in my campaign world, simply because there's no reason why a strong druid, maybe an Avenger druid, couldn't pick up and make a flint axe.
No, I don't think so.
There's no reason why a druid couldn't take a long stick of wood, find a huge piece of flint, and make a halberd out of a flint. Flinted halberd.
Yeah.
So I allow natural weapons, but from the entire weapons, as long as you can explain it, that I got this huge rock, and I've used stomach, intestines, or guts to attach it to a stick. I now have a mace. That's a natural mace. I got no problem with you making a flail.
Yeah, just don't roll a natural one with it.
Exactly, I will break your weapon. Exactly.
It'll break fairly easily. But yeah,
yep.
I mean, and one of the weapons that kind of gets a little bit of short shrift in D&D, but has so much utility is the spear.
I knew you were going to say that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, the spear, you can throw it. You can, of course, slat cut or stab someone with it, or you can use the handle as a blunt weapon, which a lot of players don't do. They're trying to use the bladed end on Mr. Skeleton over there, and they're wondering why it's not dying. Reverse your grip, idiot. You
can use it to find the depth of quicksand out in your own woods, Mr. Druid. You can use it to find traps in a corridor that you're not used to being in a dungeon.
Yep.
There's a lot of things you can do with it because it's essentially a sharpened quarterstaff. And not only that, but you give them a real spear. You can attack if you use minis and maps. You can attack from 2 squares away.
If you use those rules, yes, you can. Also, the sling, which is fairly underrated, but only if you get the lead bullets, because it's got good range. It's comparable with, bows and crossbows as far as, combat speed factor go. And, they do decent damage. I mean, a ranger, God, what's wrong with me? A druid. Yeah,
you got a sling. You got a sling. Pre-spell, level 1, which druids have access to. Magic Stone.
Yeah, Magic Stone.
Guess what?
What's that?
You're a first level druid, and you have a magic item.
Yep.
And
you have a magic weapon.
Already has one.
Absolutely.
And they are allowed magic weapons, I believe.
Yeah, as long as they are one of these 4, 5, 8 types.
Yeah.
And of course, the one that's the most underrated, I think, is the club. All you have to do is find a stout enough stick and beat somebody with it. That's all you need. You don't need a evil slugger type thing.
Again, pick up stick, level 1, shillelagh. Guess what?
There you go.
You have a magic item at level 1. What other classes can go, oh yeah, I'm starting off level 1, yeah, I have a +1 magic item. Wait.
Yeah, clerics can't do that because spiritual hammer, I think, is second.
Oh yeah, it is spiritual hammer. You're right. Yeah, it's
I just use the spiritual weapon connotation because you know what, like I said in my campaign, clerics can use whatever weapons their deities wield.
Yep, that's what mine is.
Right.
But as far as druids go, they have really good variety. I mean, they don't have like the range of like a bow or anything like that, or even multiple shots except with the dagger. But they have good utility with their weapons as long as look, you see this staff I'm wielding? It also can be used as a divining rod so we can find out if there's water underneath our feet so we don't die of thirst.
Good idea.
and things like that. So, I mean, a druid, as long as the weapons are natural, sure.
Have any have any experience with either you or other players with druids and weapons?
Let's see. The only druid character I have is an NPC I wrote around an adventure. And she was a fairly strong druid ranger, and she had some magic items, but yeah, she had a scimitar. She had a staff spear. That's what it is, which is a druid's best friend, by the way.
Yeah.
Give that druid a +1 or a +2 staff spear. They're good for, most of their adventuring career. So,
right.
I stick pretty much to the restrictions, but there's quite a bit of leeway within those restrictions, unlike the mage class, like you said, Glenn.
I have a level 17 avenging kit, the Avenging Druid kit druid by the name of Pandoria's Pine Tree.
Wow.
He lost his druid grove and failed to protect it, became a lost druid, and now his adventuring and reason for walking around and having adventures is he walks around and tries to find other druids that are having problems and is their backup. Hey, you got a problem with orcs in your freaking forest? You need to help do the balance? That's what I'm here for. I got to redeem myself. So that's what my druid.
So he's like a druid troubleshooter.
Exactly, yeah.
See, that's actually a pretty cool concept. I like that.
Sounds great. You guys got any... Okay, druid weapons. What do you like? THACOshammer@gmail.com.
What do you got?
What do you got? What we got next is Snipe Hunt.
If you only had a living brain.
What do you think? Escaped gorilla?
Listen, you're making enough noise to wake up the dead.
I don't have to wake him up. He's up.
It's time for a Snipe Hunt.
Snipe Hunt, the Dryad.
Oh yes.
I got some stuff about this.
Oh yeah.
Manual page 93.
Mm-hmm.
Now this lady or man, as the case may be, isn't much into fighting, but boy can she
put a
whammy on you.
Just to let you guys know that TSR and later Wizards of the Coast misprinted this character's entry. It should say Dryad, and in parentheses behind it should say my ex-girlfriend. Just for the deadly nature of the creature.
Oh, wow. Dude.
Well, you should get along with them because they are neutral.
Right.
Their hit dice, 2, THACO 19, armor class 9, nothing to sneeze at, really.
Right, yeah, but they're not combat-oriented.
Yeah, and they got one attack. They got a knife they use to cut stuff, herbs and stuff, but if you attack, they can do 1 to 4, poke.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, do they have a charm spell.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They can do 1 to 4 poke, or use the charm spell and do 1 to 4 and snip off your twig and berries.
But they're not inclined to do that. They're more inclined to say, go away.
Oh, it depends if you're catching.
No. If it all depends on who they use the charm spell on. Because if it is a male with a charisma of 16 or more, they'll try to charm him and take them into their tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Which is what happened to a ranger character of mine. But I'll save that story for the end. The charm person spell is so powerful that their targets save at -3.
Yep.
And if they're seriously threatened, they will always use it, and they'll try to get the attacker who could help the most against their comrades. Which means, of course, they'll say they'll try to charm the big bad fighter with the 18 double-aught strength and say, "Your friends are trying to kill me. Protect me."
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of the downside. This is kind of the downside of neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's more of like an animal neutral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But dryads are, they are, more or less peaceful, but yeah, you just don't want to try to kill one because more or less you'll end up as her little sex slave. But let's see. Also,
might be fun for you, but you may not come back.
Exactly. There is a chance that if you do get charmed by a dryad and taken by her, there's a 50% chance you will never come back.
And if you make that roll, you'll be back in 1d4 years.
Which is what happened to my ranger. But yeah, I mean, also one of the other things they can do is that they can dimension door through trees.
Yep.
They can actually step into a tree and then dimension door to their home tree, which is where they live. And that's also a very good defense mechanism because they know that if they see, this big party of nasty looking humans, with armor and swords, they know they can't take them out. And so they're either going to try and charm them or they're going to try and get away. And that's what makes them really hard to kind of catch up to,
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of my favorite creatures that I threw my players on their ear when I used it as the big bad evil guy for their first level campaign entry into the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I used the Dryad, who also has the ability to speak with plants, and surrounded her oak tree with yellow musk.
Ooh!
Which she then would charm a PC or a farmer to come to her, and when she was done with him in 1 to 4 years, she would hand him to the plant, which would turn him into a yellow musk zombie.
That's evil.
Yeah.
That's nowhere near neutral.
No, that's neutral evil straight up.
It wasn't her fault that, she would say, okay, you're free to go, and as they would walk away, the yellow musk zombies would be there to protect their yellow musk plants.
Yeah.
Which would then drag them to the plant, which would then...
Wow.
Yeah. So people were disappearing out of a farming village, all the males, and they didn't know what was going on, and this is what's been happening. So she was gathering males.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And this is why the druids have a love-hate relationship with this creature.
Well, yeah, and that's why once they get to, I think, 3rd level, no, it's 7th level, a druid becomes immune to a dryad's charms.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
But I don't know about the yellow musk zombies.
Yeah, that's bad. But yeah, I had a ranger who is a major NPC in my campaign. He's, what level is he? He's 13th, I think. But back when he was about 5th or 6th, they were going through the forest and they ran into a dryad. And unfortunately, my ranger had the highest charisma anyone at the party. I think his charisma was like 17 or something like that. And she was like, I like you. And he's like, I know what you are. Leave me alone. I don't want to go with you. I've got other things to do. And she's like, really? Do you now? And sure enough, I bricked that saving throw.
Yep.
And I was so mad at my DM. And so I think he was gone. Yeah, he was gone for the full 4 years.
Nice.
And, so everybody else by this time is up around 10th, 11th level, somewhere around there. And here he comes. He's like, hi, guys. It's like, where the hell have you been? And he just looks at him and he's like, dude, you saw what happened. I just got back. And then, all the cracks about, how many little half dryads did you make and all that kind of stuff ensued.
Came back with a smile on his face. I know that.
No, he was mad.
To quote James Wood from Carpenter's vampire movies, did your character get a little wood? A little mahogany?
I got a lot of wood, actually. But yeah, that's like one of the major events in that character's life. Even to when I converted him over into my campaign as an NPC, that's part of what happened to him. But it's just one of those things where it's like, you're paladin. If you're a paladin and that dryad takes a good look at you, if you're male, good luck.
I have this image of a party with a really good-looking fighter, and the dryad takes a shine to him, and into the tree he goes.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Then 5 minutes, they're getting ready to go on. 5 minutes later, he comes. He's thrown out. He says, what happened? He says, well, I forgot. She didn't know I was impotent.
Wow. That would. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
She didn't like it when I built a man cave under the tree.
But yeah, I mean, I've used dryads as MacGuffins for the party to get some information about a certain thing and things like that. And of course, if they take a shine to one of the males, of course they're going to try and charm them,
Right.
things like that. But, that's what, a little precaution by the party wizard might help.
What I like is the fact that they're solitary, but they have been known to have up to 6 of them together. So a grove of oak trees
Mm-hmm.
and having a female druid protecting their grove.
Yeah. I like that idea. Sure. I mean, yeah, it's an ancient grove.
Wow.
Okay. Now the other dryad, which is in the Monstrous Collection, is the Hamadryad, which is a more powerful version of the Dryad.
It's in the Monsters Collection. What book did it originally come out of, though?
I think this is out of one of the annuals, if I'm not mistaken.
It's in what book?
I think it's in one of the Monsters Collection annuals.
Okay.
What are the Monsters Collection? Is that those loose leaf papers with the 3-ring binder thing?
Yep.
No. Oh, Monsters Collection. I think.
Yeah, that's what I said. Monsters Collection.
I thought you were talking about the big old PDF.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Hamadryads are pretty much like regular dryads, except they are just much more powerful. They can hold plant, charm person with the -3. They can also use speak with plants, animal friendship, entangle, pass on trace, dimension door from tree to tree, not just to their home tree, quench fire, and things like that at like 11th level ability. And they can also detect magically created trees or vegetation. Like if a druid casts mass morph on a party to, if they for some reason they try to trap this Hamadryad, they know like in a second they can see tree ants and things like that. They just have a lot more magical ability than regular dryads. So yeah, if you run into a Hamadryad, then yeah.
Is that under D or is that under H?
It should be. Well, if you're looking at the Monsters Collection, go to Dryad. Yeah, and just open that up, and there should be the Dryad and Hamadryad.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Oh yes, I know this picture very well.
I won't ask how you know. But yeah. So there, like I said, this is just like the heavy duty Dryad, as you can see. If you compare pictures, yeah, the one is like wispy. This one is rather voluptuous.
I don't know who did that picture. I gotta find out who did that picture.
Yeah. Well, you know what? After we're done, I'll let you know because I've got all the Monsters Compendium annuals right here, and if you give me a minute, I can look it up. But continue on, gentlemen.
Okay. What are we continuing on with? Dryads.
Yeah. We can wrap it up.
So Hamadryads are pretty bad news.
Well, yeah, just they're much more powerful than regular dryads, and I can see them being much more involved in protection of forests. I could see oh, actually, it's right here. It's page 34 on Monsters Compendium Annual Volume 3. And this is like a direct port, I think, from like, it's either the Monsters Manual 2 or the Fiend Folio, one of those two. But, let me find out who did the art, Corey, since you're so curious. Let's see now. Art, interior, doesn't even tell you. Well, I can probably, I don't think it's D. Terlizzi. This isn't his kind of art. It's definitely not Easley or Parkinson. So that comes down to either William O'Connell, Arnie Sweekle, or Andrew Goldhawk, or Tony, oh God, I can't even pronounce his name. Skudlow. Yeah, Skudlow. That's how you say it. It's one of those guys. Yeah, Skudlow. Okay. Yeah, it's just there are a lot of S's and Z's there. I couldn't quite pronounce it.
We can all thank John Pickens for creating the Hamadryad.
Yes. Yeah, this is. I think first time I ever saw it was in a module, but yeah, they put it in one of the rule books. But,
really?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. Yes. So, well, so if you run into dryads, just, wear a hood. If you're a good-looking guy and you run across a dryad, just put that hood over your face.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Tell us more about it at THACOshammer@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gentlemen, let's close this Spalette book for another day.
Okay, I guess.
Okay,
yeah, I guess we're done.
Somebody want to say goodbye for Full On Gamer?
Goodbye, Gamer Nation. Keep those dice rolling. There.
He does it a lot better than I would have.
All right, say goodbye, Corey.
Good night, folks. Keep your drinks cold and keep your dice warm.
Oh, yeah, Brian.
And remember, don't be the human garbage disposal and eat all your DM's food and drink all of his drinks, because you're not going to have a good night at the gaming table. Remember that.
Not at all. You'll have indigestion, too. And I'm Glenn, DM Glenn, saying...
Only if there are chili peppers, Glenn.
They burn my gut. We'll see you next time. The hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Can I play a druid in your game now?
THACO's Hammer theme is provided by the Diablo Swing Orchestra. You'll find them on Jamendo.com. All other additional music for this episode was provided by Kevin MacLeod. You'll find more of his music on Incompetech.com. Be sure to visit our website at THACOshammer.info. If you have any questions or comments, email us at THACOshammer@gmail.com. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. You can also find us on the second edition forums at osrgaming.org and at purpleworm.org. Or give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 405-806-0555. See you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer.